it's Di here from Di's Den, and today we're going to make this card. Now, this is actually a very, very large card, and so I'm going to show you. It lays down flat like this, and it actually measures 8 inches by 6 inches, which means it fits into a C5 envelope. So you'll need a C5 envelope for this card. I will do a smaller version of this for you at a much later date. Obviously not this month, but I will do a smaller version so you can see that it does work out as nicely as a small version. Sorry about my little thing there. This was my prototype, and I did make a few boo-boos. And I also did this on very flimsy card, so you need to have a fairly decent strength card for the main card. So you put your pieces on the on top of the stairs and on the back, and here you do your writing. So you can press it down nice and neatly to do your writing this way or that way. It doesn't really matter which way you put it, as long as when you put it in, it goes in an envelope that is 8 inches by 6 inches, which is the C5. So I'm going to be using all new products out of the new mini catalogue. And I know this is a Valentine's set, and I'm not a big Valentine's fan. Oh, excuse me, there's a bit of rubbish on there. But this is a set we're going to be using. It's called Be My Valentine. So I'm going to be using this part of the bee and the happy face, the bee bits, you know, when he's flying, his wings, and I'm going to be using You'll Always Be the One for Me and You Make My Heart Buzz, because I'll just make that as a normal card, not a Valentine's card. And then it comes with this lovely punch, and I've already made some of these bees, but I will show you how I did my bees. So I will show you how I did it, because I've got 2 going one way and 2 going the other. So I will show you how I did that. Okay. So I will show you what the paper looks like that goes with the bundle. It's really lovely. It's really bright and cheerful. So it's got these lovely honey pots, which we are going to be using today. And the back of that's really nice. We're going to be using this one here, which is the bumblebees. And then it's got a nice checky on the back of that one. So, and then that's the bees with the honey pots with the red. Then we've got some little bees, and then we've got hearts on the back of that one. We've got summery beads, like with little flowers, holding flowers. I think that's cute. And more flowers on the back. Then there's just one with all the flowers, which is really pretty. I'm sorry if this is upside down. And it's nicely striped on the back. And then another one with bees and the flowers and everything, and a honeycomb on the back of that one. So that is a really lovely bundle. I'm actually really loving that. And I've also got, I don't know, I can't remember if these go with the bundle or not, but I'm going to be using these, which are peel and stick, and that's all that calls it. Adhesive backed flowers and hearts. Hearts and flowers, sorry. So we will be using that one to go with it. Alright, so this is what you're going to need for your card. And I've done a little bit of work, because you don't need to see me sit there and put all of those together. So for the main card itself, you're going to need a piece of card that measures 6 inches by 8 inches. Another piece, so that's part 1 of the card. Part 2 of the main card is 10 inches by 6 inches. And part 3 of the main card is 6 inches by 6 inches. So that's for the main part of the card, which we'll be working on first. Then for your layers, you will need 11 layers that measure 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So that's one of them. There, I've done 10 already together. And then the layer 2, oops, I put layer 1 on my thingy there. Let me just change that. So, because this is my draft copy. So for my DSP layer, you'll need 11 pieces that measure 1.5 by 1.5. So they will go onto there. So I'll stick that one down now so it's out the way. because we don't need to see me do that later. So as you can see, I used the lovely honey pots there, so that's my 11 pieces I've done like this. For my writing panel, you'll need a piece that measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and the white piece on the top for writing on, which is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and that's it, except for whatever you want to for your sentiment and your decorating. So we're going to work on our 3 pieces of yellow, so we'll pop them out of the way for now, and I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and we're going to score them like so. So we'll start with the piece that is 8 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to score this using the small end because we're using cardstock at 2 inches, at 4 inches, 6 inches, and then we're going to turn it to the short side, which is the 6-inch side, and we're going to score this at 2 inches and 4 inches. So we're going to pop that one on one side, and we're going to score our next piece, which is the 10 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to score this at 2, at 4, at 6, and at 8 inches. We're going to turn this onto the short side, and we're going to score this at 2 inches and 4 inches. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll bring in our last piece, which is our 6 by 6 piece, and I've got a fly flying around that's annoying me, and we're going to score this at 2 inches and at 4 inches, and we're not going to score that the other way, just those two lines that way. So let's move this out of the way, and we will start by folding and burnishing this piece, this 6 by 6 piece, so that piece is done and it's all ready for us. Hang on, I'm just going to put my pin in my glue because it's a hot day there, and because I stuck all those bits together. Okay, so we'll pop that on one side because we're going to actually be working on these pieces here. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to get a pencil, and I'm going to mark this so that you can see. I've got my large piece on the left hand side and my smaller piece on the right hand side, and we are actually going to remove this square and this square, along with this square and this square. So we're going to remove those 6 squares, there's 3 on each one, by cutting up to on the score line, because we haven't burnished this yet, and we don't want to. It's easier to cut when it's not folded and burnished, and we're going to cut that away. Making sure we cut nice and square, and then we're going to cut this one as well, and cut this one away. Come on, get off my finger. So we have a piece that looks like an upside down step, and we're going to do exactly the same on this one here. So we're going to cut this one, excuse me, that fly's annoying me, it keeps landing on my foot, and we're going to cut across this one, cut those 2 away there, now if you've not got a nice straight line like me, just trim it up afterwards. Oh, I don't need to worry about that one because I'm going to pull that one off. That's a bit silly, wasn't it? And there we have it. I'm just going to trim this one up a little bit to make it nice and neat. Okay, so we have our pieces like that. This is all rubbish, so it can go in the bin. Okie dokie, so what we're going to do next is we're actually going to fold and burnish these. So we're going to fold and burnish all of these as mountain folds. Like so, and the same the other way. Once we've done that, we can do the other one exactly the same. Now for me, what I did next is I actually glued these two pieces together like so. I found that that was easy. Actually, no, before we get there, I forgot one point. With both of these, we want to cut into these two. So we want to cut along that score line, just to the next score line, like so. Like that. So we got like a flap. Like a flap. And we're going to do that on both of these. Okay, now we're going to glue these two pieces together. Now it doesn't matter which way round you do it, but I find if you put the right hand side underneath and the left hand one on top, you'll have everything, and then do the same all the way through. When we get to the next sections, you'll know that they're always the same. So we're going to pop glue onto the right hand square. Go away, fly. Really annoying me. And we're going to glue that one on top so that it doesn't go over that score line there. It just comes to it nicely, and it's flush with the top and with the cut line. So we've done all of that like so. Give that a few seconds to dry. And we'll give that a nice burnish down again on both of those sides so that we know that we've got it nice and neat. We want to make sure that it's lovely and square. Okay, once we've done that, what we're going to do next is we are going to pop this piece here in. So what we're going to do here is when we look at this, this will go under, this will go down, the long one will go under, the short one will go up the side and up this side here. So this short one with the cut next to it will go up this side, this will go along the bottom, and that one will go up the side. So what we're going to do next is we are going to pop this piece in here along that edge. So not this first edge, but the second full set that's not got a cut in it, so which is the longer part. We're going to glue that first edge here along that edge there, like so, so that we've got all this extra bulk on the bottom, and this is what's going to give it the stability. So we're going to do that. We're going to bring this one in, we're going to butt it up against that score line without going over it. So make sure when you put it up like this so that you can get it flush on the sides. Once you're happy with it's flush on the sides and it's flush along that bottom, that edge, you can then swish that down nice and tightly like so. Okay, so we know that that's going to go up there. And we're going to pull this one over the top of that. Give that another burnish down so we know it's going to go down nice and tight. You'll find that that line's a little bit thicker now because of the fact that you've got an extra piece inside. So we're going to pop the glue onto, stand still, onto that piece now. And we're going to glue this one over on top of that, making sure once again that it's flush on both sides. And once you're happy with that, and we know that it's going to be flush along that edge, see how flush along that edge it is? Okay, so then that's going to go onto that one like so. So what we're now going to do is we're going to lay this down flat, and we're going to pop some glue on this one section again. I hope this is making sense. And the reason we're doing this is so we've got such a lovely big solid base. And we're going to bring this one over, butting up against that score line there and bringing it down nice and firm. We now have a nice solid base. And you can see on the inside there you've got these 3 pieces which make a nice solid base. Alright, so now here comes the tricky part. I'm going to bend this one more time and fold down this score line, because you've got that 2 edges on there again, so that we've got this nice and firm on both sides. And we know that we have put our join here, so we're going to now join these 2 across here, so that we're going to put glue onto our right hand side one, which is the next side down. We're going to bring this one across, which has been cut as well, and we're going to line that up on top of that one so that it's flush along this edge and along this edge and this edge here. So we're getting that step shape now. If you find, like me, you've got a little bit showing, we'll move that out of the way. We can trim this one back just that tiny bit to get rid of that edge. Let me get my scissors in there. Get in there, scissors. That's it. There we go. Oh, that was a bit yucky there. Come on. That's better. Cut off. Come on. Back off. There we go. That's much better. Right along that edge there. Okay, once we've done that one, we're going to do the last one. So we're going to bring this around to the front again. And I've got bits of pieces inside there, so that doesn't matter. And we're going to do the same again. So I'm going to pull my right side over and put my glue on it. I'm going to bring my left one over and line it up so that it's lined up along all 4 sides nicely. So on the inside there, the outside here, these 2 edges here. And as you can see, look how sturdy that is once we've done that. And we can then lay it down flat and give it one more burnish at all the sections so that we know that we have it nicely. We will do the same the other way, so we know that they're all nice and burnished down nicely. Okay, once we've done that, now we can decide whether we want to have it with the long side on the right hand side or on the left hand side. Now I have put all my joins this side, so I will be putting my right hand side on the long side on the left hand side. So I'm now going to bring in all my layers, and I'm going to stop you a moment. Sorry about that. That was one of those scam calls. As you know, we get plenty of those. I don't know about the rest of the world. I think you do. Everybody gets them. Here in Australia we get so many. It's not funny. So, and I've had the same one from the same company 4 times in the last week. So we're going to pop our, let's get back to what we're doing. We're going to pop our pieces on here. And then we're going to pop, I'm going to move them off so we know. Then I'm going to stand this up this way, and I'm going to pop them across the top like so. And I will be left with 2 left that I'm going to then turn my card around this way, and I'm going to put one at the bottom and one at the top, because this is where I'm going to put my writing panel. So I am actually going to turn you off while I put some of these on. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm here just to put the last couple on so you can just see where I'm putting them. Just pop this one. Just make sure, if you're like me and you have a directional paper, that you put all of your direction the right way. Because they're all square, when you're cutting it out it's not going to hurt. It's only when you're actually putting them onto the card itself that you need to worry about making sure that they're all nice and square. So there you can see I've got them on the top there, and then right across the front. So let's pop that on one side for a minute, and let's do our bit of stamping on our piece here, which is our writing panel. So I'm just going to use my draft copy here. I'm only going to be I'm only going to be stamping in black memento. Just make sure that's right, because it's new and I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to pop him in the middle, along with, oh, that's the wrong one, I want this one. Just make sure, yep. So I'm just going to pop one here, and I'll do one up the top here as well, like he's coming and going. Alright, so when we do our bees that we're going to make, I will put my bees on this piece. So I'll pop that out of the way for a minute because we don't need that. Let's glue these two pieces together, and we can pop this on the back of the card, and then we can do all our decorating. And I will show you how I made my bees to go both ways. Let me put my pin in my glue. There we go. Yeah, another nice bit. Oh, I don't know why I put my pin in the glue, because you're probably yelling at me saying, stupid, you've got to glue that on yet. So I'll leave that off because I will need it again in a moment, a few minutes. Alright, so let's pop this onto the back, and once again you're going to need to make sure you've got it up the correct way. Okay, so I'm just going to lay that flat like that so I can give that a bit of a wipe over. Alright, so that's my writing panel on the back, and that's my card on the front. So we're going to do some bees. What did I do with that piece? There we go. I have this piece here, and I'm going to bring in my memento, and I'm going to bring in my bee bits. So I've got his wings, his black pieces, and his face. So what I'm going to do is, because I want two bees, I want two more bees, I'm going to put this in here on an angle so I don't waste any paper. And I'm going to punch out two bees. I'm going to cut that bit off now, so I'm getting the same angle. Go away, fly. You are driving me nuts. There we go. Let's pop that piece out of the way. And we'll have two bees and two hearts. I don't want these little hearts. Of course, they are the wrong colour anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my bees, like so. And I'm going to turn one so he's facing left, and one so he's facing right. So I'm going to stamp his body, his black pieces of his body, and I'm going to pop that on there like so. And then I'm going to do the same again, but I'm going to turn it around so that I've got him facing the opposite way. So even though I've stamped him out, I've actually been able to stamp him facing one way and then facing the other. There's his two little eyes and smiley face, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in these hearts, and I'm going to stamp them for his wings. I need to turn this one around, do I? Yes. Oh, go away, fly, you're really annoying me. And there we go, we have our little bee wings. So let's pop that out of the way, and then we can glue our wings onto our bees. So a little bit of glue just down the bottom part of that, and then pop his wings on exactly wherever you want them to be. So there we go. So there we have it. I have 6 bees now all together. It's 3 facing that way and 3 facing that way. So let's move my bit of paper out of the way, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment for the front of my card, which is, you'll always be in the one for me, you'll always be the one for me. Didn't put that on the back, did I? No, I didn't. No, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to pop this onto here. Oh, let me see. Nice and smooth. This is just a nice piece of scrap. Oh, wow, that came out really nice, didn't it? And I'm going to use my Stylish Shapes, and I think I'm going to use the squares. I think that's too small. Yep, that one. Yep, and then this one for the other piece. So, oops, I've got a piece of yellow and a piece of white. Let's pop them out of the way, and we're going to bring in my mini machine, which I don't use enough, and we will pop these through. Oh, there's the pieces. So I need to pop this one on with this one and pop that in there. Oh, this has got some nookie bits on it. This might have been my mum's one. Because mine has hardly been used at all. Mum obviously used hers, which is good to know that Mum used hers. Okay, so there's my piece for that bit. Move that one out of the way, and let's bring in this piece, and I think this is going to be too wide. Oh no, it will just fit. So let's throw that on the side. Pop this one in with our next size up. Come on, go. Go. There we go. Oh, get out of here, fly. I don't know if you can see him on the screen, but he is being a real pain. Okay, so let's pop this one away. Oops. Pop that down there. So I have my 2 pieces to go on top of each other like so, which I'll glue those together. So that's all done. And then we will pop our pieces all over the card. I'm going to pop this one in the middle here like so, up with some dimensionals. And I'm actually going to put it on an angle. I don't want it to be straight. I don't like everything straight. And then we're going to pop some bees on here. So we're going to pop a couple of bees on. Don't know how many bees I'm going to put on, but I've got 6 of each. So let's see how we go. Let's pop these 2 on. And these 2 on. Sounds like my husband's home now. So I'm going to pop him just there. Oops. And just there. Oops. Think a little bit too far over. There we go. So because we're doing this, we've got all this space here. So if we wanted to put stuff so that he hangs over the edge here, we can. But we're going to do the ones on the back first, because I want to make sure that I've got enough room to put this bee here, which I have, and this one can hang off the top. So let's pop these 2 on. Oops. Now that one's going to go off the top. Is that too far up there? Yeah, it is. I don't think I need that dimensional up there. So we'll pop that one off and pop him on the back of this one. And I'll get one of the small ones just for putting just down here. So we'll pop that one on first. Oops, get off my finger. So that he is now stuck there. And we'll pop some larger ones, which I'm getting a bit short of over here. Oh dear, let's do a bit of a cut and shuffle away. I don't like to waste the ends. Some people throw them all away, but I don't see the point in it. So we're going to pop this one so he's flying this way. We don't want him off this edge here. Okay, then we'll pop the others on here. So we can have him flying off here. Or should we have him? No, we don't want him flying off the edge there. I think we'll just have one more. Just that one more there. So we'll pop a couple of bits on the bottom of this one. And I think we only need a little one on the top bit because otherwise he'll be too fat over the top of the saying. So we need to make sure that he's not hanging off the edge here like he is. Come on, move over a tiny bit. That's it. Come on, just one little bit more. That's it. And that's our bees on there. So let's put on our lovely little bits here to finish off this. Oh, aren't they so cute? So we will pop the pin in the glue so we don't forget it. I've done that before and then I've had to spend a day like trying to clean that out. Like I'm going to have to do again because it's gone really hard in there already. Oh, there we go, got it. Alright, so let's pop these off and we will put a nice red heart, I think, on this corner here. Oops, that's not where I wanted it to go, is it? There we go. And a couple of, I think we'll have the red flowers to go with it. And a small one up here. Oh wow, that just looks so great. I might end up putting a bit of Winker Stella, which I think I've still got some in here. There's not a real lot left in this one. Just around here, just to make it shine. There we go. I might see if I can find some more to put on it. But anyway, that's our card for today, and it's called a block step card. And I hope you've liked that. It's really lovely. Now, where did I do with the other one? Oh, over here. Wrong side. So this is my first one. As I say, this card is a little bit thinner than I used here, so I would be very careful about using a thin card. I would use at least a 200 GSM card if you're using it. This is Stampin' Up's card, and this is Daffodil Delight, and it's quite thick. So, well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I think it's just so cute, and as I say, it stands up lovely, as you can see, where this one is a little bit wobblier because of, as you can see on the top there, it's a little bit more wobbly. But this one is very, very sturdy, and I love the way it's turned out, and I'm loving this set now. I wasn't sure about it, but I actually really do like it now. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm just going to push them down again, make sure they're on there. And if you've enjoyed this and you would like the written tutorial for this, head down below here and you will find a link called Die Stand for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. Just head over there and you can pick up the written tutorial and see all the photos, and join. You have to ask to join. And I do have a question there. In my questions, it's just one little question. Please answer the question. If you don't answer the question, you can't join the group. I'm sorry. I've had so many people that don't answer the question. They just come in, take what they want and go. And you know, I don't have a problem if that's you only wanted the tutorial for this one card, but do me the respect of at least answering my question. If you've enjoyed this and you want to leave me a comment, please do. I always answer back, even if it's just to say thank you. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my other ones. And if you would like to join my group, you will find the link for that down there too. Okay, onto my blog, and on my blog it will give you all the information so that you can join my group if you would like to. And I will see you again next week. Bye for now.